Welcome back to my channel. This is Nikki of Nikki's Homemade Crafts. In order to crochet a small baseball that you can use for many different things, such as a keychain, you're going to need a few different things. You will need some worsted weighted yarn. I'm using Premier's anti-pilling yarn, everyday worsted, in Snow White and in really red. Red is just a little bit you're going to need. You can use any red if you like. You also need some polyfill, a pair of scissors, a tapestry needle, as well as a 3mm hook. So let's get started. First, we will need to crochet these pads, and there's exactly 2 of them that are kind of put into each other like a C, right? Like 2 C's that fold into each other. So that's what we're going to crochet first. So let's do that. Start with a chain of 4. Now 1 single crochet per stitch or chain, starting from the second chain from the hook. That means you're going to end up with 3 single crochets for that first row. I like to go in a back bump, but it really doesn't matter here. Once you're done with that, you're going to turn. I understand that white with a white background is a little hard, so I'm trying to make sure that it stays over my finger so you can see it properly. I do not do chains of 1 for the turning chain because it creates a little bit of a bulk, and I'm trying to reduce that. So in row 2, you're going to do 1 increase. So that means 2 single crochets in the first stitch. Then the center stitch here, just going to crochet 1 single crochet. And in the last stitch, you're going to also create an increase. So 2 single crochets in that stitch. Now turn. In the next 2 rows, you're just going to do 1 single crochet per stitch. So that means in that row, you will have 5 single crochets per row. Once you're done with row 3 and 4, 1 single crochet in each stitch, you're going to turn. And now we're going to do a decrease. So decrease the first 2 stitches together into 1. So pull up a loop in each and yarn over and pull through. The center one is 1 single crochet. And the last 2 stitches are also a decrease. Now you're going to crochet rows 6 through 12, just single crochets. So 1 single crochet per stitch. So I'm crocheting here row 6, and now I'm going to repeat that until row 12. Once you're finished with row 12, you're going to do an increase again in the very first stitch. So 2 single crochets in the same stitch. The center stitch is going to be 1 single crochet. And the end stitch again, 2 single crochets. Now turn. For the next 2 rows, you're going to crochet 1 single crochet per stitch. And in the last row, we're going to do a decrease again over the first 2 stitches. The center stitch is just 1 single crochet. And the last 2 stitches again are a decrease. Now you're going to crochet all the way around and crochet 1 single crochet either per row or per stitch, and in the corners you're going to make 2. So right here you're in a corner, so I'm adding 1 extra stitch, and now I'm going to go all the way around and kind of can see here where the rows are. You're going to crochet 1 single crochet per row on the edges all the way around. So make sure it's even, count that there's the exact same amount of stitches for each side and each pad. You're going to make 2 of these pads. Once you have both of these pads, you're going to take them, and you don't have to cut your yarn, that's just going to be put on the inside later. You're going to take your pads and turn them into C's, like so. and put them into each other. It may not look like a baseball just yet, but you can take some stitch markers and kind of hold them together, because that will be very beneficial when you sew them together. So just like in each, you know, where the rounded part is, where it goes into the center here, you're going to take a stitch marker and put them together like so. 4 stitch markers is really all you need at this point. And you can tuck your yarn in now at the end, to the inside, and we're going to fill it later with polyfill as we get closer to filling it. So once you're almost done, that's when you're going to add the polyfill. And now you're going to take your red yarn and you take your piece. So you can start anywhere you want. It's a complete circle, so it really doesn't matter. Just make sure it's all kind of even. So you're going to start by putting your needle from the outside in, like so. Let one of it kind of hang out a little bit. And then you go to the other side and do it also from the outside in. The exact parallel stitch to each other. And then again, you go back to the other side from the outside in. And then you go back to the other side from the outside in. Make sure you're not making any knots. So keep your yarn on one side. And then you start seeing the pattern appear. See that? So pull it in between a little bit, and then you go back over here to the other side. So it's in a zigzag, going back and forth between the 2 sides. And you're always going from the outside in. And if you have the even stitches all the way around, it will all look even. And then you just keep on going like that, all the way around from the outside in. Make sure you pull your stitches kind of in between, just not over pull. If you have something like this where it's a little bit loose on one side, you just take your needle, pull it a little bit. See, and I pulled that, and now I can pull over here, and now it looks even. Now go ahead and do that all the way around, and once you're almost there, you're going to put some polyfill inside and finish it up, and then you just weave in your ends. And once you're done, it's going to look like this. And if you want to turn this into a keychain, all you have to do is put a little ring here or attach any type of keychain to your ball. It really doesn't matter. There's so many different varieties that you can add, and you can add it at any spots that you like. I like to put it in one of the rounded areas and just add it right here, and then you can attach it to your keys. In order to attach your key ring to your ball, you're going to need some jewelry pliers. I'm using this type of set. It's already plied open, that little ring. You need to attach this ring to the last chain right here, and then also attach this ring to your ball wherever you want, and then use the pliers to squeeze them together. Once you have it attached like so, you just simply squeeze the ends here together to close them up. And then you're done. You can use this for any ball. You can use any keychain ring that you like. I prefer this one because the rings are going to be far enough away that it won't bother the ball too much, and it looks perfect. I just used the baseball here as an example, but you can do this, of course, for any of the balls. If you loved making this keychain, how about any of these other ones? We have a football, baseball, basketball, tennis ball, bowling ball, soccer ball, golf ball, a volleyball, and a pool 8 ball. You can get all of these patterns in my new printer-friendly, ad-free PDF called Sport Ball Keychains Made Easy, which includes a written instructions as well as videos for each of these balls. See the link down below in the description. Which one will you make next? Be sure to like, comment, and share this video. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the bell to get a notification next time I publish a video or go live. Now go ahead and watch the next video. You're gonna want to, I promise you do.